Hello, everybody. Back with a quick update about how the league is going so far on my Lightning Tendril Hierophant. I'm going to be showing a yellow map here. I'm mostly done with yellows, working my way into reds on my Atlas progression. But a lot of my time has been experimenting on how to make the build feel a little bit better. My progress so far is almost purely SSF. I recently bought a unique amulet to help supplement the damage, which helps a lot. And I'll show all the gems and the items and stuff after I run this yellow map that you see here. So far, the build's damage has been pretty good. Through the campaign, I think I just leveled almost purely with level Lightning Tendril. And you can just get by with the 3 or 4 link quite easily. However, the clear ability, the AoE with Lightning Tendril, leaves a lot to be desired. I experimented a lot in early mapping with a cast and channeling setup with Arc or Crackling Lance, and they did help with the quality of life a little bit. And then once I got my last ascendancy points, I got the AoE, which helped me drop the cast and channeling setup to boost my damage a little bit more. In general, your playstyle, you just pop Arcane Cloak almost whenever possible. You do have the mana sustain to be able to do it on demand, more or less. But I would like more mana and mana regen in my build once I get better gear. For anything that takes a little bit longer, you can use Wave of Conviction, which is linked to Conductivity and Hex Touch for our setup. You can drop Sigil of Power, which we are linking to increase AoE to basically provide a zone where you get more added lightning as well as offering a little bit more tankiness while you're in that AoE. We use Wrath, which also helps trigger our Sigil alongside Arcane Cloak on Divine Blessing. And we also have the mana sustain for this as well, but sometimes if you pop it at the wrong time, uh, it can get a little bit sketchy. And then the last thing that I added more recently that I've been really happy with is Orb of Storms. And this helps a lot with just the clear quality of life since we're not using our cast with channeling setups anymore. And it also helps supplement your single target damage by a lot because it interacts with the Lightning Tendril channeling proc. And I forgot that existed for that skill. Right now, I don't have any damage links on it, but I might change that up in the future. So this is our character currently. We are level 88. Our passive tree is more or less what we plan on the path of building. Just some things to talk about. So Illuminated Devotion, initially I actually did open with Sanctuary of Thought, but I actually respec into this for two reasons. One, we want to do something with the reduced effect that I have planned for later. And then secondly, the Spell Leech as life is pretty good actually for our survivability. I also took this Leech Mastery just to have some of the Leech be instant. We do have Mind Over Matter because we don't have Cloak of Defiance. I think the only gear we purchased is that unique amulet, which I'll get to in a bit. Spell Suppression is a great node to take, especially if you just don't have a lot of spell suppression, which we do not. I think right now we're at around 36. With Lucky, I think that comes out to be, I don't know, maybe around 50 or 60. I'm not sure. I did initially take the hits have 25% chance to treat monster elemental resistances as inverted, but I spec'd out of this because it didn't seem like it was providing that much of a DPS, and we do need the passive skills for other stuff like mana. I do eventually want to take this cluster on Righteous Decree, and then I am considering probably just pathing into Arcane Will and Prodigal Perfection. In terms of my gear, there's really none of this is any good. This is the only piece of gear that we've purchased so far. It's quite nice with the crit multi for Lightning Tendrils, and having Culling Strike is really nice as well. I think the only pieces of gear worth talking about is our Pseudo Tabula, which we have on a 5 link right now. I found this pretty early. It dropped with the max life and the fire res, and then I just regaled Murder Invasion and thought that was good enough to go with, and then I crafted the Lightning Chaos Res. Our Crucible tree on our shield is nice, if nothing else, just to get Arcane Sanctuary, which is a pretty good node to have on our build. This Scorch, it comes up sometimes, but we don't really block enough to take advantage of it. Our real kicker is this Scepter. It's really good carrying us. I got this at item level 54, and we have increased spell damage. Nice. 0.2 mana regen, not bad. And then 5% more maximum mana, which is good for Hierophant. Bleed, which doesn't really matter. And then increased effective Arcane Surge, which is really, really nice. So, I don't know when I plan on replacing this Scepter, but it'll probably be good enough to carry us into red maps, most likely. Eventually, I think I might transfer some more damage support gems to Orb of Storms, because it is providing a lot of clear utility that I was not expecting, and so I do recommend putting this in your build if you can for Lightning Tendrils. But yeah, I think that's about it. So I may or may not post a follow-up video once we do some of the other clears, but that's it for now. See ya.